You don't stop. What is going down? I'm so stoked to see you. What day is it? It is Tuesday. It's the last day of the month. Today I was like, is there 29 days? Is it a leap year? Time isn't real. And I got some really, really, really good sleep. I knocked out and I was like, dang. And then I had an absolutely phenomenal meditation this morning. And now I'm looking at this really super huge housefly because I have the door open. And I put some content out. I spent about 2 hours on a video this morning about alcohol and substances in dreams. There's so many people, even years after they stopped consuming, they still have dreams about alcohol. Hey there, 31 days sober. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for you. That is so amazing. Maisie Ferris in the building. What's up, girl? I'm so stoked to see you. See, look, my cheeks are hurting already. But there's so many people. Hey, friend, Sammy, what's up, girl? I'm so stoked to see you. Sammy, you probably have talked to a lot of people. What's up, pony girl? You've probably talked to a lot of people who still are going through the traumatic, we're gonna say, repercussions of dreams, and as they're on their healing vortex, they tend to have dreams, and they tend to really feel like they're not healing, or maybe they'll start disassociating and then automatically go back to that specific experience, which is like traumatizing them all over again. And Sammy, you probably know exactly what this is like too, to like go through a death in the family and then have dreams about that and then realize, what's up, Eddie? And then realize that you're just like, you're not broken, but it is a part of the healing process. The unfortunate part about healing is it's painful. We think that part of the healing is just the feeling good. And it's just not. We can't heal unless there's some type of pain or discomfort, which is why it is so important. What's up, Muse Skills? Which is why it's so important to allow us to feel these emotions, feel the pain, feel the anguish, feel the turmoil, feel the discontent, and the nervousness of what's happening in our mind and our body. It is so detrimentally important that we become aware of how we're truly feeling, even if it doesn't feel good. Because what we want to do is escape that. The work. Hey, what's up? Was that Kimbilla? The work is recognizing where we are, whether it's painful or it's pleasure or it's happiness or it's turmoil, and then making an appropriate decision based on who we are, where we are, and where we want to be. So many of us think we're not supposed to feel bad. I'm telling you guys this. If you feel bad, you're welcome. We're supposed to feel bad, but that doesn't mean all the time. We tend to fight the pain and go, no, this isn't life. This isn't what I want. I'm not allowed to feel this. Not for me, not today. No. And we create this resistance, which unfortunately amplifies our pain, amplifies our anguish, and then we amplify it so much that we actually feel the need to escape it. And so my hat is crooked. No, it's not. It's right where it's supposed to be. And both of them are actually. And so we feel like, no, I'm not supposed to feel bad. I must feel good. That's the point of life. So what is the quickest route to getting back to feeling good? Remember, good doesn't mean happy. So sometimes we drink a poison. Sometimes we get involved with toxicity. That could be food. That could be people. That could be anything that amplifies our cortisol or dopamine or releases endorphins or whatever. Anything that helps us move in the opposite direction, or at least help us ignore the pain that we're actually in, that becomes our dependency, and that becomes our processing and programming. Get these likes up. Dude, we rocked it with 42,000 likes yesterday. Thank you guys so much. Like, I really don't think you understand how powerful you are as an entity, mainly because I'm not asking for likes. You like on your own accord. There's no obligation to comment. There's no obligation to be here. There's no obligation to share. If what I'm saying resonates with you and you think that your FYP could benefit from what I'm saying or who I am or this community in general, please tap, share, like, and whatever, because you could be the one that literally puts it in the pathway of someone that really needs to hear what I'm going to say. the interesting thing is I don't know what I'm going to say. Everything that you hear is basically a freestyle. It's a free flow. I just think off the top of the dome, I'm like the Harry Mack of sobriety. God, he's so good. That dude releases so much dopamine and endorphins and serotonin and oxytocin in my mind, dude. I'm like, Harry Mack, dude, he is just, I'm going to see him in June in Nashville because he's doing a live show. And I am so stoked to finally get back into the scene and like be around pure, idol, godlike humans, dude. Goodness gracious. But that's the whole thing, man. Hang on, so going into comments, I'm just kind of like reading stuff, but I still drink beer, twisted teas, and I seem to just can't stop 100%. I'm doing better. There's no, alcohol is only a problem when it's a problem. So if you're sitting here going like, I need to quit, I need to stop, then the key is not to just quit and not to just stop, right? I want you to really think about this. You have to practice. Yeah, I live in Tennessee. You have to practice being someone that doesn't know how to stop before you become someone that doesn't know how to stop. You've probably never practiced quitting. You're not a quitter, right? A lot of people want to throw that out and be like, yeah, you quit alcohol because you're a quitter. You're not stronger because you could handle more poison, bro. Your inability to process alcohol efficiently is what a high tolerance is. You suck at drinking, which is why you're not a quitter. You think that if you quit that you're weak. That's just not true. The strongest people know exactly when to let go and when to give up. The strongest people are the people practice doing strong things, acting strong, feeling strong, being strong. They know when it's time to let go. That's what happy, healthy, strong people do. We don't need to be dragged by our emotion. We don't need to be dragged by our toxicity. We don't need to be dragged around the block. You need help, bro? Link in bio, bro. I can't help you here on TikTok. I could do this with you on TikTok, but if you want to connect or you want access to my masterclass, my resources, the single shot method, everything I've ever created, hundreds of articles, all of the videos, communities, all that stuff. If you're ready to not be sober, as in so sober you can't identify as sober anymore, then I'm encouraging everybody who that sounds delightful to hit the link in my bio and share your information, dude. Or don't share the information, just take a look at the page. And that's what we're doing right now. Getting somewhat off topic, because I have a bunch of stuff to talk about. I got some amazing emails today. We might be doing an event. I got hit up by someone who's like, hey man, I have a farm and tons of land and I want to throw an event and I want you to speak and I want to set up booths and I want to do a whole recovery event. I want people to really step into a holistic, personalized space where we could all talk about how well we're doing and how we could improve each other's quality of life. So I got that email this morning at 7 a.m. and I'm like, oh. She's like, yeah, you can bring your colleagues and we'll do a whole booth and event and stage and all that stuff. So a lot of people like to offer me things like that, but 99.9% of people don't follow through. The other part of that is me not chasing anything. So I'm not trying to beg for anything. I'm not trying to get involved and start this revolution and do all this stuff because I just surf the momentum. In the same way that I didn't ask y'all to be here, y'all chose to hang out. All I have to do is arrive, and that's what success is, that's what abundance is, that's what gratitude is, that's what attraction is and all that stuff. So there's all kinds of things that are constantly unfolding. And so with that said, in the realm of strength, once again, we got to know when it's okay to let go. We need to give ourselves permission to stop being strong. Your hat is on crooked. Is it? If I put this on straight, sideways, it can't be crooked if this is the design. Everything is perspective. So am I Pauly Shore? I don't fucking know. Is that what you see when you look at me? You look at Pauly Shore? You're like, dude, that Pauly Shore looking motherfucker, Vin Diesel. Vin Weasel have an ass sideways face, blah, 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 blah. Oh, look, 3 hats. They're all sideways. It's interesting what gets our attention, because we look at people and we examine someone and then we place judgment. Our judgment is based on assuming that we have enough information to determine everything we need to know about a person. So someone going, your hat's crooked, that is an indication that there's a correct way for a hat to be. This is the correct way. This is my perspective. You actually, as a matter of fact, you don't even know why I do this. You just assume that this is, most people are old as shit, and only dumbasses and unhealthy people need to point out things that they don't agree with in other people. That's old style. That's called a closed loop mindset. That's elder generation shit. Those people are also known as toxic because what they're doing is attempting to shift the world to cater to their perspectives. If I put my hat forward, that means I'm bending my reality on behalf of you. I don't even respect you. I don't care about you. I care about how you feel, but I don't know you. I don't need to change a single thing for you to be comfortable. As a matter of fact, I don't care. Nobody here should care about what other people think, because the reality is the only opinion that really matters is yours. How you see you and how you feel about you and how you look at your 2 hats, no hats, 3 hats, 4 hats is the only concept that really matters, because that is a direct contribution to your own perspective, which is also known as authenticity. The world is not here to cater to anyone, and those that think the world needs to shift are the ones that need to shift themselves, because the world isn't happening to you. It's happening for you. As a matter of fact, I happen for you. If I didn't exist exactly the way that I do, you wouldn't be talking about hats. You're welcome. But also, if you weren't exactly who you were, we wouldn't be having a conversation about hats. So I thank you for this absolute unique perspective on how hats can change your entire perspective on the world and on yourself. This is a medical rap because I got fucked up ears. There's a door right here. If a single breeze comes through this door, my tiny little, itty bitty tiny little ear holes could start to hurt. And I don't like that. There's also wind coming from this perspective. And I enjoy sitting in peace and being in peace, and I enjoy not being in pain. So I preemptively wear this across my ears so I'm not susceptible to a small breeze kicking me into a migraine. Beautiful stuff. I also think it adds flavor and style. And I enjoy wearing it. That's why I do what I do. That's why I wear my hat. That's why I look at you the way that I do. That's why I see you. All that. It's real, it's true, it's honest. But that wasn't accessible when I was drinking. This version of me wasn't accessible. The illusion of this person was always accessible when I was drinking. I could pretend to be this person, but the issue became I didn't practice being this person when I wasn't drinking. That's what a dependency is. That's exactly what a dependency is thinking, you look marvelous, thank you. It's you thinking or feeling or believing, whether it's true or not, that you can't be your preferred version of yourself without a poison, without a toxin, without some type of help. You look fab. Thank you. And that's the trip. It's not true. What we believe is very rarely true. But what is true, we very rarely believe, right? So we drink alcohol, we have our toxins, we have our experiences, and then we don't use that as the tool. We think that tool holds more importance in our life, and we use it daily. I have to drink, I have to consume, I have to do this, because the version of me that I prefer doesn't have 1,000 thoughts. The version of me that I prefer is relaxed. The version of me that I prefer doesn't care that the dishes are dirty. The version of me that I prefer is the one that could actually enjoy people without my social anxiety. That's the tool. That's the illusion. That's the reality that alcohol provides us. It goes, hey, dude, you want to be someone? You really want this? Here you go. The interesting part is we're not taught to utilize it as a tool. Addiction is a mindset, behavior, and lifestyle, 100%. And here's the interesting part is nobody chooses an addiction. You don't choose an addiction, you choose survival. And the unfortunate repercussion of choosing survival, seeking safety and strength, is a potential physical or an emotional addiction to a substance. Alcohol keeps us safe, helps us feel safe. It didn't actually make us safe because we're just as safe with the poison as we are without it. But with the alcohol in our system, with the fuck it in our system, we can sit in the illusion that we don't have to worry about who's coming through the door, who's saying who's doing whatever. We are just as safe without the alcohol as we are with it. But we don't practice reminding ourselves when we're not drinking that nobody's coming to get us, that we don't need to care about what other people think. Everybody is thinking about themselves, man. Everybody. And this is why new people in the gym come through, and I'm one of the first people to say hello, because I could see their worry. I could see their insecurities. They're brand new. Either some dude's super overweight and like walking around the gym going like everyone's looking at me, or there's, some youngin' from high school who is super skinny and obviously wants to put on muscle and get healthy. They are both equally human. We are all equally human, and they are both in this state of insecurity because they think, Matt is awesome, because they think that everyone cares about what they're doing, what they look like. Yes, they are unhealthy people, and we know Joey Swole, we know all these amazing people who are bringing awareness to toxicity in society. But a majority of us are thinking about ourselves, man. Telling it like it should be. We are so obsessed with ourselves, and we should be, because we are the ones that matter first. You matter first. You matter before. You've been taking care of you your whole life before you got here, and so have I. I matter. You matter just as much. Nobody has this hierarchy of value, dude. We're all equally valuable. We all add value to each other's lives. But the truth is that if we tend to take our insecurities and apply them to the world, then we're expecting something in return. We're expecting someone else to shut up because we're annoyed. We're expecting people to shift their behavior because we can't tolerate it. We're expecting people to shift their perspectives because we want them to think a certain way. Instead of actually being that way and invoking that thought in others through practice, we attempt to force other people to shift their thoughts, their feelings, their actions so we feel more secure in our insecurities. This is unhealthy behavior that we take on accidentally. And it's because you made it through dry February? Hell yeah! Dude, that's amazing. I really need your help. There's only so much help I can give you here on TikTok. Everything I know, all 24 years of drinking alcohol, 20,000 hours of my master coaching and my practice and all that stuff, it's all accessible to the public, dude. You just got to click the link in my bio. I also offer coaching. I've had 2 people rescheduled today, which is why I'm like, the same thing happened yesterday. So in my head, I'm going, oh, look, they don't need me anymore. That's awesome. I love this for you. I love that you were committed and you felt that you needed it and you were secure in that moment to make that decision to jump on my schedule and meet me. Then there's people who go like, oh my God, I'm going to meet this guy and I don't know what I'm going to say, and they're living in the future, and then they cancel and reschedule and do it all over again. And their anxiety is just too much and they don't know what it's going to be like. And so they're over processing what it's going to be like to meet me. And they think that there's like some crazy pressure and they don't know what's going to happen. And so they cancel. And so they shift. And so I'm not upset. I got my day back. It's not like I was upset. You're not a burden. You're not a burden. I'm going to say this again. You are not a fucking burden. I don't care. If somebody doesn't want you in their presence, that's their shit. It's their shit. If you're actively being a burden, then it's your responsibility to accept the fact that you actually are a burden. But just assuming you're a burden because you are willing to take up someone else's time, that's an insecurity. It's not true, dude. I'm going to die. We're all going to die. I died once already, dude. It was the most incredible experience of my entire life. I talk about it all the fucking time. As a matter of fact, it's because I died that I've been able to help people generate the peace that they've been seeking through alcohol, which is the same exact peace that I experienced when I wasn't human anymore. That is why Beyond Sober, my specific approach, sober, not sober, gets the results that it does. It's because the peace that you're seeking is accessible without the poison. We just have to practice. Sammy knows this shit. What's up, girl? Thank you so much for the roses. I love you so much. I need your help. You can have my help, bro. Here's the thing. I can't help you, but I can support you. Sammy can't help you, but she can support you. I can support you as you save yourself. But the unfortunate part, just like people I work with, they don't show up. They don't do the work sometimes. They find reasons why they're not moving fast enough, and they chalk that up to not being good enough, not having what it takes, not having the discipline. They're thinking that they need to punish themselves because they had the thought of rescheduling. They think I'm going to be upset because they're doing their best. So with this, chorus is high. What up, girl? I'm so stoked to see you, hear you, be reminded of you. Cora's amazing. I love Cora. She is just a beacon of light. So silly, so funny, so amazing. What is up? I'm sweating and shaking, bro. Okay, cool. Well, you need to be drinking your water, like right now. Like I'm not messing with you, dude. Like we could talk about what's happening, or we could do something about it. So if you're sweating and shaking, two things are happening. Your body is low on fuel, which means your body has associated alcohol with the fuel source. Because there's either little or no alcohol in your body's trying to pull energy from a source that doesn't exist, or a source that is low on fuel. We're getting on empty. That's why you're starting to shake. Your nerves are starting to misfire. This doesn't mean you're dying, dude. It just feels that way. It doesn't mean you can't do it. It just means that you believe that. If your body is starting to have physical conditions to where, like anxiety, heart palpitations, all that stuff, your body's in survival mode. Your nervous system is irregular. It has been dysregulated. And so now it is your responsibility to fuel that machine and give it a source. It feels like dying. 100%. And your heart's going bananas and it feels like it's popping out of your chest. Your thoughts are amplified. You're probably only thinking about dying. I'll tell you this, bro. If you knew what dying felt like, you wouldn't be thinking about it in the way you are. I've been dead, bro. I'm excited to die again. Holy shit. Had I known that death is one of the most amazing things that you will ever, 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 ever experience, you wouldn't be thinking about it the same way. You would actually relax into the experience and you would go, okay, it just feels like I'm dying. It's not actually true. Now, if you're about to have a seizure and you know whether or not that's true or not, if you seriously cannot imagine yourself living through the next 30 minutes to an hour, then what the actual fuck are you doing on TikTok? GTFO, call a hospital, make magic happen, dude. Because nobody's coming, bro. Nobody. I wish I could rappel from the ceiling and just fucking super scoop you out the door and get you where you need to go. And even the whole way there and while you're there, you would still fucking fight me on this journey. That's because alcohol is attempting to stay alive in your body. Alcohol is a parasite. It needs you to function. It needs you alive. Alcohol doesn't want you dead. It doesn't work if you're dead. If you're calling out, dude, I fucking love it. I'm so proud of you, bro. Hit them up. Say, I'm having heart palpitations, dude. I'm super nervous. My anxiety's kicking in. Whatever the fuck you have to say, dude. I'm telling you this shit. They're there to save your life. They're there to help you. When you get that support, I can help you never need that support again. But you must take care of yourself, dude. I cannot fucking save you. Only you can save you. Now, I work with people all the time where I literally had to fucking threaten the police on their ass. I had to threaten CPS on their ass. I said, look, dude, I don't care what you're doing. I understand that you're on the bathroom floor right now and you've been drinking for a week and you got a bottle next to you. You are dramatically risking your life, the life of the people in your house, and you're never going to see your kids again if you don't make it through this shit. You either call a hospital right now or I'm literally seeking medical support to reach your ass, whether you're aware of it or not. And I do not care how you feel about it because you matter. I can't even tell you how many times I've had to do that. And then in doing so, they did exactly what homie's doing right now. They get the fucking support they need. And then when they get out of the hospital, get out of that rehab, get out of that detox, get out of that circumstance, they go, thank you for kicking my ass. You're welcome, dude. Unfortunately, I wish our emotions were powerful enough to change our reality. There comes a point when your body, dude, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm dead serious with this, dude. I drank myself to death. I didn't even try. And the day before I was going to detox at home is the day I woke up bright yellow and throwing up blood. You don't fuck around with this, dude. It's a literal carcinogen. It is a poison. It is a disinfectant. And it causes 7 types of cancer, dude. It literally rots our body from the inside out. And the unfortunate part about alcohol is it's going to make all of those symptoms go away too. This is where that video I just put out, EMT is coming. Fuck yeah, dude. I love you, man. Hey, tell him what's up. Tell him, hey, dude. Say Kohdi from Beyond Sober says, fucking thank you, man. Like, I am not messing around when I say this shit. I work with nurses, dude. I work with EMTs. I work with doctors, police. I work with therapists and psychiatrists, dude. I work with consultants. I work with the medical industry to the point where they're attempting to fly me out to Reno to go speak for their medical staff. So when I say, dude, you're doing the right thing by taking care of yourself right now, it's not an understatement, dude. I'm telling you, they are there to help you recover. They're there to help you not die. They are your only solution, dude. I've traumatized nurses, dude. I have traumatized entire medical staffs. When I got there, they put me immediately into surgery because 2 veins had opened up in my throat and my stomach had filled with blood. That surgery was so intense on my body that I went into ICU, cardiac arrest twice, died in ICU, and they brought me back when I was there. When they brought me back, I remember this, when they brought me back and I was back in my body, I was still dying from liver failure. I just died once. To wake up to the news that it's not over, you're probably not going to make it out of this hospital. 2 more hospitals later, and $1 million in insurance claims, they let me go 11 days later. I lost 60 pounds in 11 days. Do you know how rapid that is? I lost my ability to fucking walk, man. I had to get rolled out of there because of how much torture I went through, man. Most people are not going to end up in that position. And if they do end up in that position, which is what I'm trying to prevent right now, bro, they don't make it back. They don't make it past either the liver failure or the heart complications or the machine shutting down or the organs not working anymore. They don't make it out of the fucking hospital, which is why we can't solve our problems with the problem. Our problem is solving the problem with the problem. If we realized and understood and accepted the fact that the problem isn't alcohol, but it is our inability to recognize that the problem starts with this, the way we look at it, then alcohol wouldn't be a problem anymore. When you shift your perspective and go like, I can't continue hurting myself and expect to heal, then we go, oh shit. Okay, but that's so hard to understand. You need a sponsor, bro? You just need a program. Beyond Sober program, dude. I went outside, I was dancing on the porch today, and some guy goes, I'm an alcoholic. I'm like, word, bro. I'm an ex-alcoholic. I'm actually so sober, I'm not sober anymore. I'm the owner of and creator of Beyond Sober. I'm also the creator of the Sober Not Sober movement, bro. Like, we talked about all this stuff. But the point is that people that identify as an alcoholic for their whole life is basically saying, I'm the same person as I always have been. I'm just not drinking alcohol. That's the issue. So as you take care of you, and as you get your body back to 0 point, which is what we were talking about yesterday, then we can start focusing on who you'd like to become and how unstoppable you actually are. It doesn't matter what you're struggling with, and you don't even need to be struggling with anything to want to amplify and up-level your life, which is what I help people do all day, every single day. That's my passion. I just want to see you happy and healthy and thriving, dude. I love knowing that you're taking care of you, even if it's painful. Dude, I'm telling you, the best of us go through the worst shit. And it doesn't mean that you're not as good as somebody else because you didn't go through as much pain. If it hurts, it hurts. Stubbing your toe, if that is the peak of the pain you've ever experienced, Amanda, what up, girl? If the peak of your pain has been stubbing your toe when you were 6 years old, and that's the worst thing you've ever experienced, that is just as painful as someone having their arm chopped off, because that is also the peak of their pain. The peak of your pain is the peak of your pain. The peak of your happiness is the peak of happiness. There is no difference, no differentiation. There is no hierarchy here. Happy is happy, sad is sad, pain is pain, heavy is heavy. Fucking facts. When we stop analyzing these things and go like, shit, it's heavy. Can I tell you my story? Yeah, absolutely, dude. Speak it out. I'm sure it's 100% just like mine, dude. We've all been through this shit. We all have been through environments and circumstances that led us to seek the support that was necessary. And unfortunately, some of the best support is also a poison. Some of the most astronomical elements of survival are the things that hurt us the most. This is also where Pauly Shore lookalike, Pauly Shore even thinks I look like him. He's said this numerous times. some of the best decisions we're ever going to make are the worst ones that we could possibly come up with. That doesn't mean like hurting somebody else or anything like that. What that means is that sometimes our circumstances, the best answer is the thing that hurts us the most. And unfortunately, there is this Stockholm syndrome that occurs where we know the poison, we know the person, we know the circumstances are rapidly and actively hurting us and increasing our pain and numbing us out to the amount of anguish that we're in. But we also develop a love for that pain, a love for that person. So even though they're hurting us, even though it is hurting us, I love you, Reyes. I appreciate you, man. Even though it's hurting us, we still respect it. And somewhat we feel like we owe that negative circumstance our happiness. We feel like we're paying tribute to the pain by sacrificing our love, sacrificing our health. Stockholm. So it's a love-hate relationship. So Stockholm, if you guys are unfamiliar with it, it's like being kidnapped and then falling in love with your captor. The person or the circumstance that pulled you away from who you are and what was actually good for you, you as a coping mechanism, you've learned to appreciate the negativity and the drama and the pain and the hurt and all of that stuff, so you don't literally feel like you're dying, right? So you don't actually give in and make it worse. It's kind of like abiding by your captor. You do what they say, but that's also what alcohol is. Alcohol is our captor. Alcohol is our parasite. Alcohol is a narcissist. Alcohol needs us to need it. Alcohol wants us in pain so it can make us feel better. That's what narcissism is, man. That's what narcissistic personality disorder contributes to. And as a matter of fact, a lot of narcissists use alcohol to scapegoat their fucking behavior. They, at their core, actually don't care. And they've been utilizing your love and your strength and your respect and your power against you with zero care. And when they drink to manage how horrible they actually feel, they can scapegoat and say, well, I was drinking at the time. Well, you should have known I was drinking. Well, you did this and I had to manage my emotions because you flipped out and you got psycho. Mama Wolves in the building. You got psycho, Trisha. That's why I was drinking. I'm a narcissist, right? So had you not been crying in the parking lot, I wouldn't need to take a fucking shot. I wouldn't have to do this. I wouldn't have to deal with you. You can't handle your emotions? Is that what you're saying? You're a life coach. You can't handle one day. That's narcissism, dude. And then we could use that. A narcissist can use that against you and justify their own horrible behavior and actually get away with it. Because a narcissist is going to blame everything. They'll never take the accountability. But that's the same as alcohol. Alcohol does the same thing. I can't save you, bro. I can support you. Hey, Mama Wolves, Ray Dog in the building, dude. What's up, bro? I love this. Call me, bro. Need this advice. I got you. So we look at all these things and go like, what is holding me captive? Am I holding me captive? Is it really the alcohol? I need help. I can support you as you take care of yourself. Anybody that needs support, would like support, wants access to all my resources. Look, dude, I could yell at you and force you to call EMTs and do all this shit, but I am not there. I can't do anything for you. You have to be the one, just like every other person on the planet, and half the people that are here. You're the one that has to take action, man. I can't develop your discipline for you. I can't trade bodies with you. I can't think your thoughts. I can't make you feel anything. I can't shift your perspectives. If you're not ready for it, you're not ready for it. And you may never be ready for it. But one thing is for sure, if you keep doing what doesn't work, you're going to keep getting what you don't like. If you want above average results, you have to do above average things. The best of us took one step forward and took that rap on the mouth. That rap on the mouth is called happiness. Getting happy is fucking difficult, man. But staying there is easy. It's supposed to be a struggle, man. We're supposed to work for the things that are meant to stay in our life, dude. It doesn't matter if it's a relationship, it's a thought, it's a feeling, it's an environment, it's a job, it's a person. When something is good for us, we fight for it. The unfortunate part about alcohol and toxicity is we are conditioned under the illusion of alcohol and toxicity that is what's good for us because that's what's keeping us safe. So instead of just actually creating a safe environment, we put our energy into the illusion of feeling safe in an unsafe environment. We're either going to struggle in place and use toxicity to manage our life, or use the exact same amount of, come here, what's up, girl? Exact same amount of energy that we're using to manage our pain and anguish and turmoil and bullshit. We're going to use the same energy managing our life as we are designing our life. Tired is tired. You're going to be tired from drinking alcohol or tired from building a fucking house. You're going to be tired from punishing yourself, or you're going to be tired from thinking a bunch of new healthy thoughts. You're going to be exhausted because you get no sleep, or super tired because you now have a regimen. The energy is exactly the same. 60 days tomorrow. Holy crap, dude. I love hearing that. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, man. So exhausted is exhausted, man. So you need to choose your tired, dude. Choose your tired. And sometimes choosing your tired is resting. If all we're doing is managing our mind, then we're putting no energy into the solution. Listen to what I'm saying. If all we're doing is spending our time attempting to fix the problem, focused on the problem, we are spending no time generating the solution. That's it. Because we're not spending any time or any energy in actually building something good for us. We're taking all of that energy and all of that passion and all of that turmoil and energetically infusing it with what's already not working. This doesn't work. This is guava juice. This doesn't work. Focusing on all your problems, man. The answer's over there, bro. It's over there. Why are we looking over there? What is over there? What's over there? The illusion. What is over there is a reason to fucking drink. What is over there is that same story that you've been telling yourself that makes it seem like you deserve to be miserable. Bro, you don't. And it's hard to feel that and recognize that and believe it and trust that to be true when the only thing you're familiar with is pain management, man. What we're not told, what we're not taught, 212 mirror numbers, I love it. What we're not told or conditioned is when you design a life that you love to live, you're not out managing pain. We're not out surviving. We're not out here actively attempting to swat away all the bullshit. Because happy, healthy people design a life where there's the occasional housefly. He came through here earlier. I think he went in the master room. But you're just chilling, and like the peak of your bullshit is, oh, there's a moth in the house. Oh, that guy, oh, fuck that guy. It's a happy, healthy life that you enjoy living doesn't need to be managed. But we can't imagine that shit because our identity is wrapped around being the strongest person, doing the strongest thing, managing the most amount of pain. And if there's no pain, then we hold no purpose. What do you mean? So the interesting part about this is, look, there's 4 spaces on this couch right now. 4 spaces. If 4 of y'all came and hung out with me, you'd be like, what do we do? What are we supposed to do? Working the 12 steps? If you're analytical or practical or left brain person, minor, like closed loop, and you dig structure and religion, then yeah, do the 12 steps. But each one of those steps is designed to help you relapse and attach onto them. So what I'm saying with this is, if 4 of y'all came and hung out with me and you were struggling, 2 things would happen. The first thing is you'd be like, what are we supposed to be doing right now? And you'd be actively trying to find things to do because your inner world is chaotic. So sitting in this peace, I literally have like bells going and there's wind chimes and all this shit. I'm just sitting here. This is amazing. I don't have to do anything. Nothing needs my attention. Like, I can sit here and do nothing and not worry about a bill, not worry about a person, not worry about anything. But there's a lot of people that don't know how to sit there. Yeah, you exist within your being. You could just chill. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that even when you have bills to pay, even when you have people knocking at the door. All that stuff. That's a practice. That's a mindset and a perspective and a state of being. But that's the interesting part is, the 4 people that would be chilling here, right? So who is that? Baby, is that Baby Pink? Hang on, that Baby Pink? Yeah. Okay, so Baby Pink, if you were chilling here, you might be sitting here just going like, I don't even know what to do. Like, this is cool, right? But here's the other thing. Is just sitting here knowing that you're not obligated to drink, that you have no reason to punish yourself, that I'm not judging you, that I'm not trying to find reasons why you ain't shit, why none of that would be happening. You would not be thinking about alcohol. You would not be sitting here trying to escape an environment that you enjoy being in. We're just chilling. We could do anything. We could do everything. But if you want to add toxicity to this environment that is just peaceful, then that's the perspective. That's the programming. That's the attribute. This is why we create chaos, so we have somewhat of a purpose. A lot of men, a lot of people in the masculine energy feel like they don't have purpose, so they must fix things. They must break something so they can put it back together. And as I said that, my ADHD was like, oh yeah, you know this thing. Check this out. Stop wheezing the juice. Is men, boys, masculine, love to break things, but we don't like things being broken. We like to watch them break, but we don't like that they're broken. So ladies, this is a huge insight into the male perspective. We love to watch things break, but we do not like them broken. This is why, interesting, like when you watch all the ice stuff, Trisha, that's power, dude. That is mad power. When you look at that, you go like, dude, I love watching Legos crumble, but, oh man, I love watching ice break. A lot of toxic people, and I say this because I used to be an extremely toxic person that used alcohol to justify his actions, especially towards women. I've been in toxic relationships. I've been attacked. I've had to defend myself. I had to get aggressive. It's not meant to work. And so part of that is there is this space, and I don't know if some of you may have experiences. Ladies, I'm speaking from a polarity standpoint. Have you ever been speaking to someone in their masculine energy, defending themselves or being aggressive, and the point has been made, and now you're starting to tear up, but then they feel bad? You see it on their face. They say all this shit. They push and push and push and push and push and watch you fucking break. And in that breaking, their eyes go jet black. And they look like sharks, dude. That narcissistic, just almost demonic, evil look on their face. But immediately after you crumble, they start to feel bad. But at that point, now they're attempting to soothe. They're like, in one way or another, they have to fucking like, what happens is they have to sit here and go like, no, I didn't want you to like consider offing yourself. I just wanted to make my point. I wanted to feel, I didn't want my ego to be bruised. I didn't want, you see what I'm saying? And so they pull back just a little bit, but they also have to defend every single thing that they just said. Because if they, too far in, exactly, if they were to say, oh, no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. It means that they're admitting that they are out of control. That's a double whammy to their ego. They're not gonna let that fly. So they have to stand firm even though they feel like absolute shit. They feel like shit. They don't like seeing you hurt, but they did enjoy hurting you. That's the beyond true, huh? Narcissistic injury, 100%. It is such, and from this perspective, as a healthy person, recognizing where my mind was in those instances, it was me attempting to keep myself safe. 4:45 in Australia. Choose to watch you. That's amazing. Great way to start the day. And so that's the crazy part about that is that's masculine, ego, narcissism, alcohol, all the same stuff. It's attempting to keep itself safe, right? Because also, I want you to think about this. If anybody is using alcohol to defend their actions, for them not to defend what they just did to you is also to admit that alcohol is no longer serving them as a person, as an entity. Dude, thank you so much, Tom. It's not serving them. which is another way of them being forced to admit that they are a problem drinker, a potential alcoholic. Alcohol isn't serving them in the way that it used to. It can't be used as an excuse anymore because it's actually hurting people. It doesn't matter if you're a narcissist, dude. Alcohol is causing pain. Hurt people hurt people. So when we look at this and go, if alcohol is like a terrorist to the mind, hopefully I don't get canceled from the algorithm on that one. If alcohol is literally causing physical and emotional pain in our bodies, at the same time it's helping us feel unstoppable and under the illusion of a pain-free life, then hurt people. This is, once again, the reality. Day 6, had a breakdown. It's all good, brother. Don't trip. We'll talk about it. The trip with that is angry people get angry results with alcohol. It's an amplification unit. Unhealthy people get unhealthy results. E-double, what up? Unhealthy people get unhealthy results. And there's so many people that I talk to all the time. They go like, why does my husband, why does my wife, why does my girlfriend, why does my partner get so angry when they drink, but they won't stop? It's because of the give and take. Alcohol helps them express their inner pain. It gives them permission. Remember, an inhibition is what alcohol removes. An inhibition is the reason you say no to doing and thinking certain ways. So an inhibition, if you driving a car. So alcohol removes your inhibition, which is the thing that makes you go, I shouldn't drive drunk. But if there's nothing stopping you from accepting that thought as a possibility, then who cares? It's whatever. I think of an inhibition as the bouncer of your mind. Good thought, bro. Oh, you can come in. You can go out. You can come in, right? But when alcohol literally kicks the bouncer of your mind out, then what's left? Fuck, it's free for all. Oh, Paulina, what's up? Narcissists enjoy hurting others. Been there, 100%. There is this, it's really interesting, but alcohol is a narcissist. So we look at this and go, okay, alcohol removes the reason we don't hurt other people. Alcohol removes the reason I don't act outwardly even though I'm in pain. And so we drink and then that bouncer disappears and our inhibitions are shot and now there's nothing stopping us truly, at least in here, from acting according to our inner world. This is why you're never going to see a truly happy and healthy person even happier while drinking. Happy, healthy people get happy, healthy results. And it's very rarely much greater than the exceptional amount of bliss that is in their everyday life. Happy, healthy people use alcohol as this tool. Hey, what's up, Ellie Holtz? Use it as a tool. Yes, Beyond Sober is for anybody with all addictions. It's not even about addictions. It's about this. It's about you. Addictions, like curbing an addiction or twisting your addictive behavior, is the repercussion of focusing on this. And that's what Beyond Sober is all about. Beyond Sober is geared towards those who are struggling with toxicity, toxic abuse. That could be toxic abuse from a partner. That could be emotional abuse. That could be physical abuse. That could be financial abuse, spiritual abuse. That could be alcohol. It could be pills. It could be substances. Because they are all interconnected. Because it's all a behavior. And it's all conditioning. And so with all of that said, a healthy person that uses alcohol, remember, uses alcohol, looks at alcohol as if they were dosing themselves with a drug. And that's what, how do I schedule an appointment? Hit the website, link in my bio, and then just hit apply. It's all right there. Super simple. Link in bio, or just go to beyondsober.org, and then hit apply. You'll see everything that you need. Yeah, easy peasy. So before I get lost on this, healthy people look at it as if they're dosing themselves with a drug, because alcohol is a drug. It's one of the most addictive drugs on the planet, but it's not addictive out the box. It's addictive through social indoctrination. It becomes addictive because everyone tells you that it's not. And then you pretend that it's not, and then you find yourself addicted to it. That's what happens. Alcohol lowers your physical and mental health, and then it becomes the answer to all of that pain. And then in order to maintain a life of pain, you have to compensate with pleasure, which is the removal of that pain. It's not actually gone. You're just not aware of it. So that's where dependency comes from. So as a happy, healthy person, I look at this and I go like, would I ever dose myself with alcohol in this space as this person? I have everything that I need. I have everything that I want. I am everything that I've been searching for. That was my meditation. That was the last thing that was in my meditation this morning. And the last thought I had before the music stopped was, you are everything that you've been searching for. And I fucking cried my eyes out today, dude. I had to stand in the mirror and look at myself and be like, bro, you're doing it, man. Like, I'm so proud of you. I had a full-on conversation in 2 mirrors with myself today because my meditation helped me tap into my future self, my younger self. My future self was saying, bro, I exist because of what you're doing right now. My younger self straight up said, bro, I get to be happy because of what you're doing right now. You are exactly who you are because you've given me permission to be the kid that I never got a chance to be. Fucking tears, bro. I can't even explain how absolutely outer worldly that experience was. And it was just me chilling on this fucking couch, listening to some music and allowing my mind to do what it does. I'm not special. I'm not different. I just practice loving me, and that's it. And it's because of that I would look at this and go, would dosing myself with alcohol add anything to that experience? Could alcohol make that experience even better? No, not at all. It wouldn't add a single thing. As a matter of fact, hey, thank you so much, Rado. As a matter of fact, it would seriously destroy what actually happened. Because that actually happened in my mind. I felt that in my body. I felt it in my tears. I felt it in my brain. I felt it in my blood, in my cells. I felt that with no substance, with no caffeine, with no nothing, with just some water. Just chilling with me and just allowing my brain to do what it's capable of, which we're all capable of. Alcohol, artificially providing that, it wouldn't even touch it. Couldn't even touch it. There was no drug that could possibly touch what happened to me on this couch. And I've taken a lot of them. I was a rave DJ. I know exactly what it's like to step into an alternate universe. I know exactly what it's like to feel connected, to be one. And then I've also died and became one, which supersedes every illusion I've ever had under a substance. So I look at these things and go, would a happy, healthy person actually dose themselves with alcohol to reach a place that they are capable of reaching without it? They wouldn't. They just wouldn't. This is why sobriety doesn't guarantee happiness, but happiness guarantees sobriety. Happiness is the absolute fundamental key element to long-term sobriety. That's how you become so sober, you're not sober anymore. You can't identify as something you don't do. You can't identify as an addict if you're a completely different person. You can't identify as an alcoholic if you literally share no similarities with the version of you that used to have a problem. That's why sobriety is a series of epiphanies you've had since your last drink. And this is also why you could sit on this couch. I could sit on this couch my whole life. If my last drink was yesterday, I could sit on this couch every single day and wait 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 and be zero amount recovered. I'll be the same person just using my willpower not to drink. But if I spend my mornings practicing thinking thoughts in the opposite of who I don't want to be, if I practice doing things that my future self would love for me to be doing right now, if I practice acting in ways or even pretending to be a happy, healthy person, eventually I'm going to step into the neurological and biological conditioning of that person I've been pretending to be. Because you get good at anything you practice. You had to practice drinking like an alcoholic to become one. You had to practice being a healthy person before you became a healthy person. It all starts as an act, including alcoholism. Because nobody just picks up alcohol and goes, you know what I want to be? I want to be trending on TikTok and I want to be an alcoholic. That's my mission. No, you wanted to be a strong person. You wanted to be strong. You wanted to survive. You wanted to be a survivor. So you had to act as such in the art of acting as a survivor, as the strongest person you knew. The repercussion of that is having a physical dependency or emotional dependency on the thing that helped you get there. The sad part about that, you're 23 with cirrhosis, I feels you. Most people have cirrhosis that have been drinking for a long time. The unfortunate part and the difficult part, which is what we call sobriety, is removing that mask and looking at what's underneath. Who have we had to be that has been so strong for so long that they finally let go and have no more strength left? They've been strong for so long that they can't even fathom waking up in the morning. They've been strong with this poison, with this illusion in this environment for so long. They've completely lost touch with what it could possibly be like to not need a poison, to not just have to be strong, but to actually feel strong. We have to act strong so we even have an idea of what it actually is, right? We're taught to survive life because life is happening to us. But as we move and shift our perspectives and rewrite our coding, my favorite ex-alcoholic, as we rewrite our biology and our neurological conditionings, as we fire and wire new thoughts and new behaviors and new actions, we start to realize that we are actually a strong person by embracing our sobriety and allowing ourselves to be happy. Instead of being able to chase an illusion of peace, we have utilized the programming that we gained in our survival, transmuted that energy, and now we are actually a strong person that would never allow that version to come back. At that point, you may be an ex-alcoholic or a former addict or a new human. That is the point of not just sobriety. That is the point of our life here on earth. You are not the same fucking person you were when you were 7 years old. You're not the same person you were when you were 14. You're not the same person you were when you were 21. You are not the same person you were when you were 28. Every 7 fucking years, you are a new human. Every single cell in your body is different. It is not the same. And the best way to describe this is there's women who have been through an incredible amount of physical and psychological abuse in their lives. And one of the most powerful fucking phrases, and this is for everybody, specifically ladies, because I know how impactful it is. If you've ever been through some type of abuse like that, Sammy, I love you, thank you. If you've ever been through some type of abuse, and Sammy, this is for you, for all your people. If every 7 years, every single cell in your body, all your skin cells, all your thought cells, that's not a thing, but think about that. Everything is different. Then there's soon going to be a version of you that person is never destroyed. There's going to be a version of you that person has never touched. There's going to be a version of you that person wouldn't have impacted in any way whatsoever. There's going to be a version of you that they've never had access to and never will. That's the new fucking human. When we embrace this absolute truth, scientific, neurological, biological, and even spiritual fact, we step into that space of ignition and go, I want to amplify that journey. I want to put my energy into actively becoming someone they've never fucking touched. I want to actively do things that help me evolve into a version they don't even fucking recognize. A version that you don't even recognize and you couldn't ever imagine becoming. Looking in the mirror and going like, God damn, who are you? You're sexy. You're still hot. You're a different kind of hot. You're a healthy hot. You're glowing hot, dude. You are. Holy shit. You need nothing because you have everything. You have everything because you need nothing. Your desires are different. Your passions are different. Your thoughts are different. Your interests are different. The things that get your attention are not the same. You don't need to escape because you're constantly involved in yourself. Is cirrhosis chronic? Cirrhosis is forever. Thank you for this. You're so welcome. And that's what personal growth is. And that's what health is. And it's so important that we recognize that we don't have to be at our lowest to accept the fact that we deserve better. Even at the best, you've ever had, you still deserve more than that. We're not here to settle, man. That's what we've been doing with alcohol and toxicity and these people in these environments. We've been settling because we accept what we think we deserve. So what happens when you realize that you deserve everything that you want? What happens when you recognize that you don't need a reason to be happy and you deserve happiness? What happens when you realize that it doesn't matter how much pain or turmoil or anguish that you're willing to go through, that you deserve happiness and health and peace just as much as anything or anyone else? What happens when you realize that there's more than enough success and happiness to go around and you don't need to earn it? What happens when you accept the fact that you don't have to work harder to deserve more? You are enough. You have enough. And more importantly, you've done enough, dude. You've done enough. What do you think all that anguish was? You think that was for nothing? You did the work years and years and years. You were born. That was the work. That was the work. You did the work by getting here. Holy crap, Oli, dude. You know there's more humans when you look at the DNA structure and all the possible combinations that could create humans. Did you know there's more humans that will never exist than there has existed? The chance of you being here is 400 fucking trillion to 1 odds. That means 400 trillion people. Look at the national debt and times it by 400. That was the odds. That was someone betting against you. 400 trillion people betted. They laid their money, they laid their energy on the line and said, she's not going to make it. He's not going to make it. Absolutely fucking not. And then you're here. You seriously think you don't deserve happiness? Holy shit. However, I'm so bored. I drink to pass time until I'm back to work again. This is because we're waiting, right? I'm so lonely. I lack human interaction. I haven't had a hug in 5 months, man. So I completely understand what you're talking about. The unfortunate part about boredom is it's not because things are boring. It's because you are. It's an absolute fact. Nothing is boring and nothing is entertaining. This is a cup, right? This is a cup, right? It was just a cup. Now it's a swirling vortex of terror. Oh my God! And now it's a little dangly bit. It feeds some little squirrelies, right? I saw a hummingbird earlier. I can do whatever I want with this. I choose to entertain myself. And when you are an actual boring person or you struggle with entertaining yourself, doing kid shit is weird. You're like, oh my God, no, I don't like that. Well, you're not supposed to fucking like that. Here, I'll make it even more interesting. All right? Look at this. Are you entertained? It's if you like this, it's your fault. It's your fault, dude. I know, bro. This is how I entertain myself. There's nobody else around here. So it's just me and this little thing. And then it gets too much. It's just too much. Like, I love you, dude. I love you. Thank you for being here, puppy. It is not entertaining. It is annoying to a lot of people. Nobody wants to hear it. I don't even want to hear it. Did you hear that shit? In time, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this shit. I would rather build some bullshit. I would rather watch a documentary. I would rather fuel my mind. I would rather go live on TikTok. I would rather create some content. I would rather storyboard. I would rather do some research. I would rather go for a fucking walk. I'd rather go drive around. I'd rather go Google infinite things to do. And alcohol is one thing. Alcohol is one thing. And the reason why it's so difficult to entertain ourselves when we're not drinking is because alcohol hasn't been making things entertaining. It has been removing your awareness to how boring you are. There's nothing wrong with being boring. But if you're doing nothing to change it, then you're choosing to be the most boring person you know. The circus could be in town, man. But if you don't want to be excited about it, you don't want to be entertained, you can go to a comedy show, and if you don't want to laugh, you simply won't. I'm not boring. Prove it. That's cool. Because here's the thing. You know what the cure to boredom is? Boredom. That's the interesting thing. The cure to boredom is boredom. This is why you don't try and entertain your kids when they're bored and they're like, but I don't want to play with my toys. I don't want to do these things, but I don't want to do this stuff. The cure to boredom is boredom. Eventually your brain is going to, or your body is going to force you to make a decision. This is where programming comes in. You can choose to ignore the boredom that exists with alcohol, or you could choose to entertain yourself with something that's actually good for you. You're allowed to climb a tree. You can go pet that dog outside. There's probably some frogs in the creek over there. You can do anything. Nothing is stopping you from entertaining yourself. But if you're not practicing being the most entertaining person you know, then the chances of you being the most boring person in every room has a high probability. And that's annoying to accept, to know that you struggle with entertaining yourself. But just because you ignore that with the poison doesn't mean you're an entertaining person. It means you don't care about how boring you are. These are all responsibilities. It doesn't matter how we got there. It doesn't matter whatever. But that's the truth. If I'm bored, it's my fault. But the other part of that is, if you're happy, that's also your fault. You did that, man. You are the reason fun exists, man. Nothing is fun. Like you can go to an amusement park and be like, this is all boring. This sucks. Disneyland is crap. You're crap. The way you look at things sucks. Why can kids literally sit on a porch, find a crayon, and have the best day of their life? It's because they're not practicing finding reasons why crayons aren't fun. They're practicing finding reasons why they deserve to express themselves, and that crayon is a simple tool for them to entertain themselves. Everything is the toy if you play with it. Nothing is a toy because it exists. This is not a fucking toy. This is a bunch of plastic wrapped in this thing that appears to be a puppy. I call it whatever I want. It's going to sit here and hold no purpose until I give it purpose. But that same thing applies to you. If you don't practice finding reasons why you are your purpose, why you deserve happiness, why you've done enough, why you are enough, then we're going to sit here waiting in the hopes that maybe you're going to have a new thought one day and believe it. All thoughts that aren't yours, that don't show up naturally, feel like imposters. They feel like, where'd that thought come from? I don't believe that. Why would I think that? I don't think that shit. Right. You don't practice thinking that. You also don't practice allowing that. You also don't practice accepting that. You also don't practice appreciating that. So this is why we have to inject thoughts. What type of thoughts do we want to think? So even if it's boring, listen to this. You could say, I struggle as a boring person. Or you could start saying, I love entertaining myself. I love being the source of entertainment. That makes me feel in control. That makes me feel valuable. That makes me feel funny. You're not supposed to believe it. That's why you repeat it. Remember, a belief is a commitment to possibility. Is it possible that you are the funniest person you know, you just don't say any jokes? Oh yeah, it's possible. Is it probable at this point? No, not until you start believing it. Any tips to repair liver damage? Yes, you can't. You don't. It won't happen. Any liver damage is permanent. It's just like a scar, dude. It's permanent scarring. It is permanent hardening. But the point is to stop picking the scab. What that means is if you keep drinking alcohol and you keep eating poisonous foods and you keep eating all that processed stuff and you're not helping your body heal, you're not just, remember, not poisoning yourself isn't healing yourself. It's not the same thing. Thank you, Steph. Not poisoning you, not hurting you isn't making you feel better. So what that means is if you continue doing the same things, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same feelings, eating the same foods, going to the same places, you're not going to get any new results. As for your organs, they are designed to repair themselves. But if you've done permanent damage to your body, you can't heal it because all your organs and your entire machine are designed to heal themselves based on the amount of damage. So if you've damaged your liver can now only function as good as the remaining average of what hasn't been damaged. So you only got 3/4 of a liver that functions appropriately. So if you keep drinking, you keep hurting it, you're just going to continue damaging your liver. But if you stop hurting it and you stop drinking, then your liver is going to operate at 100% of whatever it has left. Which, if you live a happy, healthy life, then you will get happy, healthy results, and you will live forever. You'll live forever, right? With the advances in modern science, there's no reason I couldn't expect to believe. In the advances of modern science, it's reasonable to believe that I could live to be, 100, 125. Ricky Bobby. I don't know. I forget what he said. God, I gotta watch that movie. What if you only have a couple of drinks every night? That's considered healthy drinking, which that's kind of an oxymoron because there's no such thing as healthy alcohol. There's no such thing as healthy alcohol. There's no such thing as a healthy amount of alcohol. There is just less damaging amounts. So I want you to think about kind of like this. So think of it like this, like an Indian burn. I want you to think of it like an Indian burn. See if I could do this. So if you're doing this lightly, right, like very light, you're doing this every night, you're probably not going to get burned. But if you're doing this every night, eventually you're going to start burning. Look, even just doing that, man, I got a little flaky skin, and even hair fell off, right? But if I do this every single night, this is going to get sore, dude. This is your liver. This is your body. This is your mind. This is your machine. Every single night. Then there's people that this is their every fucking, look at all those fucking dead skin cells floating around. You probably can't see it, but I'm inhaling these bitches. It's the same thing. So you're not doing damage. You are. But the chances of you reaching your bone or actually breaking the skin is very, very low. So yes, you're doing some type of damage. How much damage do you really want to be causing? So remember this, dude. Another way of saying this is, as I'm using this arm to cause minimal amounts of damage, I already feel it in my pec right here. So just because I'm doing this doesn't mean this is the only area that's being influenced. My shoulder, all of this stuff. So that's another way of saying, just drinking 2 drinks a night. Yes, you might feel good. Yes, you might not be doing that much damage. But one of the things that you are doing is amplifying your cortisol levels when you're not drinking, which is why alcohol sounds so good. Cortisol is your stress hormone. Cortisol is the reason you feel depressed and the reason you have anxiety. So when you are not drinking, even though you're casually drinking a couple drinks a night, which is CDC recommended or nothing, you are still causing stress in your mind from a chemical level where you may be at a heightened state of stress or anxiety or have some mood swings, which makes alcohol sound that much more delicious, even though you don't drink very much, which once again amplifies your cortisol levels. So technically you are improving your chances of developing a dependency, even though it's very, very, very low, which is the difference between possibility and probability. There is a possibility that drinking like that, you may develop a dependency. But the probability, the chances of that happening are very low because you're not like over consuming or abusing that. And that's the thing. It's another way of saying like hanging out with that asshole for a couple hours a day is not the same as being surrounded by that dude all day, every day. Fuck that guy. I hate that guy. He won't shut up. It's the same thing with alcohol, dude. Over time, you're going to become that guy. Because if that's your only influence and the only way you watch TV and the only way you drive your car and the only way you think your thought is with this guy in the fucking room, you're gonna be that guy. Otherwise, you're not compatible. That's why we look at this. Alcohol is a personality. If you don't have one will be provided to you. Sometimes alcohol provides like a really awesome personality that we get to enjoy from time to time. And we don't get a headache from it. But if that's our preferred personality, then we need to practice being that personality without the dependency, without the poison. But that's everything, man. That is the truth. That's the skinny. And one of the main things that people struggle with is thinking that they're not. I know you need help, dude. There's only so much help I can do right here on TikTok. Link in bio, bro. I can say this 1,000 times. If we haven't connected already, feel free to share your information with me. I'm not going to spam you guys. I'm just going to send over all my recovery solutions, man. There's a single shot method. Sober Not Sober website is coming out very soon. There is the Beyond Sober program. The Rebirth program will be out at the end of March, I believe, maybe early April. But then there's all the PDFs, the extreme hangover survival guide. There's the single shot method video, plus all the extended documents to help you practice drinking less alcohol safely. Every single thing I know, man. Hundreds of articles that I've written that are more in detail than what I'm saying right here are all on the website, dude. So if you want access to me and everything, it's all yours. Just take it, take it, take it, take it. You literally don't have an excuse. What you don't change, you choose. So if you continue choosing to complain or choosing to say you need help, then you're also choosing to stay exactly where you are. You must choose new things to get new results. This is how it is. Best thing for a hangover is sauna and steam room. Facts. Best thing for a hangover is not drinking. Absolute facts. A hangover is 90% dehydration. I don't want to say 90%. I'll probably say about 75% dehydration and 25% lack of sleep. So it doesn't matter if you've partied all night long. If you've partied all night long and you haven't gone to sleep, that's sleep deprivation. If you partied hard enough to where you passed out, you didn't get sleep. You passed out. So when you wake up, not only have you not slept, you are extremely dehydrated, malnourished. You don't have the proteins and the vitamins and the minerals and the nutrients. That's why we use Thrive Nutrition on our sobriety journey. That's why we have a whole community of people, of thrivers, that use the nutrition supplement to not just curb their fucking withdrawal symptoms, but to dramatically fill the nutritional gaps that are caused by drinking too much alcohol for too long. When your body feels good, you think clear. When you think clear, you do great things. When you do great things, you feel great. That's why we recommend Thrive Nutrition. And as a matter of fact, I give the entire Beyond Sober program away to anybody that invests in Thrive Nutrition. Because if you're going to invest in your physical health, then I'm going to invest in your mental health. It's an award-winning combination, and you literally can't fail, man. So if anybody's interested in that, once again, link in bio, connect with that shit, come join us, come hang out. Because, bro, there's a whole world that is just completely inaccessible if we're continuing to poison ourselves. Went to AA meeting today. That's amazing. Did you have a good time? AA is not for everyone, and the success rate, the people that really enjoy that, is about 5 to 7%. So are you a part of the 5 to 7% of people that actually felt good, felt like they were getting results there in AA? Because there's a whole nother world of people there's 76 million people right now that it's not working for, which is why we have Sober Not Sober and the Beyond Sober program. There's a whole nother side of the brain that is completely excluded from that programming in there. So I'm asking you, in your personal preference, did you have a good time, or do you feel like that's the solution for you? Didn't work for me. Didn't work for me either. 4 people died when I was in AA. Phone's getting low. 4 people died when I was in AA in the 30 days that I was there. How are they different? How are what different? I've got 10 years clean and quit NAAA after I was told I had to go. Did they kick you out? Is that what you're saying? They said you had to leave? AA didn't work for my mom. It didn't work for my mom either. I had to quit AA. Was actually making it harder for me not to drink. I hear that every single day. 4 people? Yeah. Even the sponsors. 2 of the sponsors died and 2 regular. 1 sponsor and 1 advanced member? Long-time member. And then 2 newbies. They drank themselves to death. Like, I'm not going to sit in a program where everybody's drinking themselves to death. That's where I'm not going to die. NA didn't work for you. My brother has stage 4. We won't know what's next. Gotcha. I hate listening to everybody else's past. I want healing tools. You don't heal now by going in the past. This is why in Beyond Sober, we don't even consider talking about your past until week 4 or module 4. You just don't. When you talk, when you commiserate, when you connect to other people's pain, all that does is remind you that there's a reason to drink. That's all that does. Which is why, for new people that go into AA, they find themselves drinking very shortly. People who are going, I thought I had a handle on it, and then they go in and they're listening to all the turmoil and all of the damage and all the things that all these other people did, and they go, shit. Whether you're aware of it or not, you're sitting in a room full of negativity and pain. Nobody is there because they're better. They're there because they're still feeling like they're broken. And they have admitted and believe that they are forever broken. Forever broken. And if you're forever broken, what's stopping you from drinking? That's why AA is so negative. That's why the relapse rate is like 97% on that shit. 75% of the people that have gone to AA have openly admitted that is the reason why they relapse. Had they known or had been introduced into a program or an opportunity or a holistic approach like Beyond Sober, their chances of relapsing are very low, which is why 97% of the people that join Beyond Sober or work with me personally don't relapse. That's the beautiful part, is because we're not there to practice not drinking. We're there to actually heal permanently and evolve into someone that's not dependent on a person, place, or thing. That's happy. When you get happy, you stay happy. AA is toxic. I had to quit and break the generational curse. 60 days Friday. Fuck yeah, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Hang on. How have I been? I've been absolutely phenomenal. TikTok mod. Dude, so stoked to see you. AA is an amazing program for all the right people. And when I say that, there's so many people. Keep in mind, I have conversations with these people every single day. They go, oh, well, they just didn't commit hard enough. Oh, they really just didn't want it bad enough. Oh, well, they were just too far gone. Oh, well, they didn't do the steps. That's not why it didn't work. It's not designed to work. And as a matter of fact, even the creator of AA has openly admitted that it doesn't work. And even some of the publicists for AA have recently admitted that AA was not intended to fix an addiction. That was not its intended purpose. It was there to help you stop drinking. It is there to solely put you in a position where you may get a handle on things. It was never meant to be addicted to. It was never meant to solve the problem. It was only there to put you in a space where you could practice not drinking long enough to where you could possibly take your life seriously and do things with it. So the unfortunate part of the dysregulation of that specific program is people defending it, thinking that it's like this absolutely phenomenal, just outer worldly experience, and those that don't get the results are just not strong enough. They think that the guilt, the shame, the pain, the anguish, and I want to just say shame again. Shame is going to be the reason why people finally feel bad enough they take it seriously. That's just not how it works. There's only 4 times that, actually going to bring this up. There's only 4 times, 4 circumstances where people are ready for a change. Hopefully I can remember exactly what they are, but this is the gist of it. When they have felt enough pain that they have to change, man. You have felt enough pain that you have to change. Hang on, I gotta figure this out. I wrote this stuff down. It's so good. Let's go. Hang on. You feel enough pain, you have to change. So that's a rock bottom. I was there. So liver failure and all that stuff for me, that's just what it was. When they learn enough that they can change, right? They can shift. They're capable of actually doing it. When they receive enough that they're able to. And when they feel enough, they believe they can. So what that means is when someone has hurt enough and they're just done with it, then they go like, okay, I can't handle this anymore and I don't want to do this anymore and I'm willing to put in the work. That's why most people, or that's when most people start doing the work. So instead of preventing the rock bottom, they just wait for it. And then they go, I have no other option. Then there's people who have been in that position and they finally learn enough about themselves, about the condition, about their circumstances, where they go like, oh shit, I didn't even know. These are the epiphanies. This is what I help you do. Yeah, you need to be ready to change your whole life. You need to be ready to change your whole perspective. That's it. Not your whole life. Your whole life changes as you shift your perspective. You don't need to focus on changing everything. Everything shifts based on the way you shift your perspective. Another way of saying your world changes when you do. But if you jump into sobriety thinking I have to change my whole world, that is way too advanced and way too astronomical for your mind to possibly comprehend the amount of work that goes into that. This is why we talk about like one day at a time. It's the little things. When you progressively shift a bunch of little things, you eventually shift all the perspectives of your world. So the world changes as you do. Your world reflects how you think. That happens over time. But you don't need to be ready to change anything. You just need to be fucking interested in living in a world that you actually love to live in. And then going into when people receive enough that they're able to, when they receive enough support, when they receive enough respect, when they receive enough emotion, when they receive enough. It's another way of saying once they have the tools, 6 months sober, hell yeah. Once they have the tools, then they believe or feel that they could actually do it. And then the last one is when they see enough that they're inspired to. That's what it is. When they see enough that they're inspired to. So the way that I intend to, it's not a mistake. No, there's no such thing as mistakes. It's whatever. But my personal approach to these things is I inspire. I show you what happy and healthy looks like. I also show you what I looked like when I was dying in the hospital for the sake of inspiring you. I want you to look and go like, damn, dude, I want to look healthy. I want to say healthy things. I want to feel healthy. I want to think healthy thoughts. I want that. So that little part of inspiration is enough for you to seek, right? So you seek the tools, you seek the resources, you seek the knowledge, which is another way of you saying you continue to show up. You continue to hang out with me. You continue to read an email, or you continue to take a look at the program or whatever it is, or you continue to read an article, or you continue to ask yourself questions, or you continue to be interested in documentaries or things like that, right? Now there's two areas that I'm attempting to help you with so you don't have to go through the last one, which is being in so much pain where you have no other decision other than to shift your world. I actively show up so I can help prevent the pain that we're actively attempting to avoid. That's it. But then the other part of that is I'm also giving you the tools, I'm giving you the resources, I'm giving you the access, I'm giving you the community, I'm giving you the information, I'm giving you everything you need. So I'm actively covering all 4 reasons why we change. That's really important to me. You are really important to me. Your health matters to me, dude. How's Brian? Brian's amazing. She's full-time in psychology school right now. She's in college in Canada. I haven't seen her in 5 months, since like October. Fucking sucks. How long did you drink for? I started drinking alcohol at 8 years old, and I drank until I was 32. I believe that's 24 years. I drank casually until 1999, and then I started practicing alcoholic behavior, and would say I developed alcoholism for about a good 10 years. I was emotionally dependent on that. I didn't develop a physical addiction until my last roughly 3 years, but the last 2.5 years, I was a high-functioning alcoholic, taking 30 shots a day, 2 bottles or more. One of those bottles was just to curb the shakes. Another one of those bottles was to actually keep me moving throughout the day. And then I would go to work, and I was a DJ, so I got paid in alcohol. And so I'd have another 10, 15 drinks sometimes, drink to blackout, drink to do all that stuff. But also if I stopped drinking, that I would die. And that's what happened is I tried to stop on my own and, it was too late, man. So that's how it goes. I'm a high functioning now. So a high functioning alcoholic is someone that doesn't drink to get drunk. It is someone who drinks to act sober. So that's my question to you. Sober Not Sober program. Absolutely. I'll tell you that in just 1 second. Sober Not Sober program is different from Beyond Sober. Sober Not Sober is a movement. Sober Not Sober is a message. It is a statement. It's also a reality. And so I'll explain that in just a second. Beyond Sober is the space beyond sobriety, right? Who are you when you're so far sober, you're not sober? That's the Beyond Sober program, which is also a masterclass. So if you enjoy what I'm saying here, keep in mind, I'm just freestyling. I'm just thinking out loud and answering questions. This kind of touches on what the masterclass is. The Beyond Sober Masterclass is a certificate in sobriety that you could actually achieve. So everybody that signs up for the Beyond Sober program is actively working towards their sobriety graduation certificate. What that means is that you are officially awarded a graduation and completion of a sobriety masterclass. And it shows your determination and your value in self and your commitment to personal growth. And that you've done the work, right? You've not just reached sober, but you've reached beyond sobriety. And the last module of the Beyond Sober program is Life Beyond Sobriety. And it's what that really looks like. So you have the opportunity in the Beyond Sober program to officially be recognized with honors as someone who has worked so far through their sobriety that it is official. And I just put out 8 awards the other day. Some of the OGs and some of the new people who had just finished their masterclass. So that's the Beyond Sober program, and you're not going to get that anywhere else. It's literally the only place on the planet where you could actually get a certified certificate signed by me, a master coach, an expert and a professional in their field, certifying that you are not just sober, but beyond sober. That certificate is so powerful, it actually holds up in court. People in the Bakersfield court systems have been able to utilize the results they've gotten in Beyond Sober and have been able to get their DUI fines lowered, have been able to get out of driving school, have been able to get their kids back. That's how transformative the program is. And that's why I continue showing up, is because there's so many of us that could benefit from a shift in our perspective, in our physical and mental health. And then Sober Not Sober is it's a movement right now, and I'm actively working on shifting the perspective of what sobriety means and breaking the labels of sober. So a little bit of background on what sober means. Sober means, here's the clinical definition, is not under the influence of alcohol and not drunk. So technically, if you don't drink alcohol, you're not sober. Like you are sober. I'm sorry. You're sober if you don't drink alcohol. But that's not how sober is used in society. If you were to go up to somebody on the street and go like, hey man, how long you been sober? If they don't drink alcohol, they're going to take offense to that, because sober indicates you have a problem with alcohol. You identify as an alcoholic. Alcohol is a major issue in your life. You're actively trying not to drink it. So if somebody doesn't have a problem with alcohol, they're not actively drinking it, to call them sober is to label them as someone that's struggling. Most people don't struggle with alcohol. Most people aren't sober because they're not actively attempting to say no to it. So based on that, there comes this perspective of so sober, not sober. So sober, not sober. Not sober means 2 things. Not sober, if you drink alcohol, means that you've been drinking. I'm not sober. I'm faded. But then there's the other aspect of that, of not sober, being that you are so sober and you don't practice saying no, that you can't even identify as a sober person because you don't struggle with saying no. You don't struggle with alcohol. And this is breaking that label, breaking that stigma, breaking that perspective, and breaking that limitation is just as important as focusing on your personal and mental health, because our labels are our limitations. So what that means is, even though you identify as a sober person, you are also limiting yourself within the stigma of someone that is still having a problem with alcohol or still having a problem with a substance, which means, another way of saying, you'll go your whole life and everything you do is still under the limitation of that word sober. When you remove that label of sober, you're a happy, healthy person doing happy, healthy things. You take your strengths back instead of just acting as someone who doesn't drink or doesn't do these things. So that's the Sober Not Sober movement. So if you see the hashtag Sober Not Sober, that's what it means. Hey, what's up, girl? And this is the whole point. That's what Beyond Sober is all about, is helping you work so far through your sobriety you don't even need to identify as a sober person anymore. And my favorite kind of concept, there's Sober Not Sober shirts. You can go to beyondsoberclothing.com if you guys want one. But it's like, your parents, this is kind of the infusion that I see, is your mom coming in and be like, are you sober? You're like, Mom, I'm not sober. You're like, are you faded? I'm not sober anymore, Mom. I don't drink alcohol. So you are sober. No, I'm not sober. Like, I don't think you get it, Mom. I'm not sober. I don't have a problem. I don't think you fucking get it. That is the real circumstance that we're all struggling to kind of like portray to people. I don't want to label myself. I don't want to live under that umbrella. And I don't want to say that I have an issue because I fucking don't. This happens especially as we break our addictions, break our thought patterns, break our neurological programming, and break our habits. As Beyond Sober helps you do that, you find encouragement is not identifying as someone who is sober. I've always thought the same thing. That's amazing. And so that's what the movement is. And that's why I continue to show up and bring awareness to that, is because so sober, I'm not even sober. There's so many different variations of that. And this is where we take pride in not limiting ourselves with that label. Katie, what's up? But that's the whole thing, man. So sober, not sober. How long you been sober? I'm not sober, bro. I'm beyond sober. That's what I'm helping everybody do. With that, I'm going to make lunch and I am going to go hit the gym, dude. I'm going to make some magic happen. I'm going to do some flips. Hang on. I identify as more than just an alcoholic. I'm a father, a son, a friend. Fuck the labels, brother. I'm telling you this, man. I'm telling you this. Of all those labels, of all those titles, you said son, father, friend, sober, alcoholic. Which one of those empowers you to continue saying yes to life? Every one of those that isn't alcoholic and isn't sober is something that you stand strong in, because that's who you are. You're not a fucking alcoholic, bro. You may struggle with alcohol, but you're not drinking it. It's not even a thing. As a matter of fact, your strength behind that title, father, that's why you're not drinking. That strength, that power you have, calling yourself a son, you're a good son because you break those fucking stigmas, dude. Friend, you're a great friend because you choose your health and your happiness fucking first. You are operating at your finest by decision, not because you have a problem, not because you're a fucking alcoholic. It's because those actually drive you forward and they motivate you. This is called a perpetual reinforcement. It means every time you identify as a father, that's another reason not to drink, and a whole world of examples of what a father actually is. When you say son and you stand behind that, you realize that being a good son isn't just about saying no to bad shit. It's about showing up for yourself and being something that other people will be proud to stand next to, man. Same goes for friend, dude. You are that fucking friend that will show up and make sure that nobody else is going to be in trouble because you take care of yourself first, because you find pride in being a good human being that says yes to healthy shit. That's what life is, man. That is amazing. So when you take all three of those things and you go like, but I'm an alcoholic, boom, all of those just fucking disappear. But that ain't you. That's not you, bro. You're not sober. You're not a fucking alcoholic, man. You're amazing. That's exactly what you are, bro. And I am so goddamn proud of you, man. I absolutely love that for you. You deserve it. Even if you were to identify as an alcoholic, you can still hold up to all those titles and use that as a reason to move fucking forward. I'm proud of you, man. I love that. Identifying, you're amazing. Where can I find the program? Link in bio, dude. Everything I got. Access to everything I got. Link in my bio. Or go to beyondsober.org. And then probably next week, you guys can go to sobernotsober.com. And everything will be laid out for you guys. But with that, you are amazing. I love you. All right, I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to feed this machine. And I'm going to go take care of my these little muscles, right? My little chicken legs. And then I'm going to put some more content out later. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for being exactly who you are, man. I wouldn't want you to be anyone else. I wouldn't want you to change a single thing. I love you, respect you, and appreciate you exactly where you are and as you are. As you learn and practice loving yourself more, I may be able to share that love with you as you continue taking care of yourself. I'm going to take care of me for you and me. And do me a favor, please take care of you for you And me, I get to benefit from you loving on you. It's not selfish, man. It's necessary. I love you guys. Thank you so much. With that said, if we haven't connected, link in bio. If you could use my support, link in bio. Worst case is I'll see you in the comments, and I'll probably be here tomorrow. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being you. And just like my mother always says, take care of you.